When I'm going to catch my horse, the first thing I think about is having my gear organized so my lead rope is folded and placed over my elbow, and I know where the noseband is and the crown piece is ready for me. So when I go to put the halter on, I'm not fumbling around underneath her chin or stepping on my lead rope or having her stand there while I try to organize my gear. Especially if you have a horse who is a little on the iffy side with catching, I want to be as smooth as possible through the experience so that she can be comfortable and feel like the presentation was pleasant for her. So as I go to approach her, I want to first draw her attention toward me. So because I'm looking at her butt, if I walk in at this angle, it would be easy for me to drive her off to the right. So I'm always thinking about the presentation of how I walk up to her and what angle I'm drawing her or pushing her inadvertently. So I'm going to walk almost a little half arc to her left, and I'm going to see if I can catch her eye. And there I have it. So now I'm ready to walk in. I'm going to walk in toward her neck and shoulder. And I typically turn my body slightly away, because if I turn toward her, if she's a little flighty and I turn my whole body toward her, it puts a lot of energy and pressure on her, and some very sensitive horses will leave. So the first thing I'm going to do, as soon as she's looking back over here, is take my arm and hook it under her cheek. Let's bring her in close so you can see. So the first thing I want to think about when I'm catching, come on up, sweetie, is that I'm helping her bring her head toward me and soften her neck and head to the whole experience. So I want to present it to her in a way that's comfortable for her, but I want to teach her how to be haltered in a way that keeps her feeling calm and soft. So now I know where the noseband and the crown piece are. So I'm going to bring the halter up, and this horse has had some bad experiences with haltering, so I'm going to be extra careful in my presentation that I'm smooth. I'm going to bring the tail piece underneath her cheek, so I'm using that to keep her nose tipped toward me, so I don't surprise her when I bring it up to the other side, because that's a little spot of concern for her. I bring it up. Now I use this to tip her nose toward me. Then I can take the nose band and offer it down to her here. And when she's ready, I'll bring it up carefully. And I'm very careful not to ruffle the hair on her nose backwards. So I'll show you that again. I'm going to bring it up by pulling up with my right hand, not pushing up with my left. Then I use the halter to tip her nose to me. I'm going to tie this knot without pulling on this halter. And before I tie this knot, I've got this halter secured in a spot that isn't too low, so it's not over the sensitive tissue of her face, and it's not going to pull around while I'm tying this knot. So I'm aware of what the halter and the lead rope are doing while I'm in the process of tying this knot. So this stays relatively still. Make sure everything is in position. Secure this, and I'm going to tie my knot in the letter D. So I'm going to go down, behind, and watch my fingers, and I never put my fingers through this loop, because if she were to take off and my thumb is stuck through there, my index finger is stuck through there, then I'm in trouble. Push that through, receive it on the other end, and pull. And I'll do that again, because that's very important, that I already have the halter in position, so it's not low and I have to slide it up and ruffle the hair on her face just to tie this knot. Push that tight, make the letter D, go down and behind, take this knot, push it through with my thumb, don't put my thumb through here, and receive it and pull it on the other end. Now the extra tail, if there is any, can be tucked in here so it isn't flapping around and hitting her. So now I've got her haltered in a way that's smooth, she's calm, she's soft to the experience, and to unhalter her, I'm just going to do the reverse. So I'm going to tip her nose to me, I'm going to take this knot and push it so I don't fumble with this halter just to untie the knot. Now I let this slide out. Now I take the halter and use it to tip her nose to me, soften her nose with the halter itself, and then I let it slide off and I walk and draw her toward me as the last step. So the last step is her just sort of tipping her nose toward me, and I leave her feeling calm. The experience was smooth, there's nothing disruptive about it, and that's especially important for her because she's had plenty of unpleasant experiences with haltering. So I'm not going to tiptoe around her, but I am going to present things as smoothly as possible.